Part one of, what do you mean you need my wig? So I'm at home one day realizing I had paid all my bills and I ain't have no money. Now having no money meant I couldn't gamble, meaning I needed to hit a lick super fast. So what did I do? I got on Facebook and I listed my 2022 Malibu for sale. Not even 20 minutes later, somebody hit me up and was like, hey, I'm interested in the car that you have. I listed the car for $4,500 and instantly wrote back and was like, hey, I can bring you the car right now. Drop the address. To no avail, the lady responded back, gave me her address. I jumped in the car and I headed directly to her. When I got to her house, she sat there, she said, listen, I'm about $200 short, but I can get it to you in about a week or so. Don't worry about it, don't worry about it, girl. You can have the car. Not knowing that it's a finesse move, and I just wanted the money and I had no intentions of selling her my car. So while she's sitting there counting out the $100 bills, I'm like, hurry up, hurry up. I'm not letting her see that I'm antsy, but I'm like, run me my money so I can get on about my business. Now, I know it made it seem like I was around in the neighborhood when she sent me her address, but I was not. I drove 4.5 hours to sell this lady my car, but I had no intentions of giving it to her. But shall we continue? Now, one thing I noticed about the lady was she had a little condition. One of her legs was messed up, so she couldn't really move around. She was sitting in one spot on the couch counting the money out, so when she gave it to me, I put it in my pocket and I said, hey, is there anybody that can go with me to the title transfer place because I need to sign this title over to you in order for you to get a new title mailed into your name? She said, yeah, I got a friend that could come with you. I'm going to call him in a little bit. Do you mind waiting? No, I don't, because it was a part of the scheme. So she get on the phone with whoever she calling and she's telling them like, hey, I just bought a car. I need you to come over here and go to the title transfer place with this girl so that I can get a title mailed to me in my name for this car. Now, of course, I did not want to sit there giving her more time to recognize my face and describe me to anybody else, but I ain't really have a choice. Like, I got to go through with this plan. This finesse got to work smooth, so I'm waiting like a duck. So I hear the door open. That means the guy is here. He comes in, he says his name, he shakes my hand, and he's like, I'm ready to go if you are. So of course I'm nervous now because I did not expect the finesse to include a dude. Like, okay, granted, like the finesse was gonna go on anybody, but I didn't expect it to be a dude of this caliber. Like, cuz look like he fast and he could fight. But I did mine, so I went ahead with it. So we jump in the car that I'm selling the lady and we head to the title transfer place. When we get there, I pull a number and I sit there beside him, right? So I did have the title in my hand. Lord of behold, I know y'all wondering, did you have the title? I did. So I handed him the title. I was like, hey, I got to go outside. I got to take this phone call. If they call the number, I'm going to be standing right here by the door. Now, what he failed to do was grab the key from me. But maybe he was under the impression that she hadn't paid me the money yet. So he was like, I'm going to sit here with the title and I'm going to wait for her to come back. If you want the rest of this story, go over to my YouTube channel. It does not get better. So I get up and I walk outside and I get on the phone acting as if I'm having some dramatic ass conversation. I gradually turn around to see if he watched me and he is. So I continue and I get a little more interactive, you know, put my hands all up in the sky. And then I look back and I notice that he done looked down to his phone. So now I'm nervous because this is the part of the finesse that got to go smooth or things will just go to shambles. So when I noticed that he was looking down at his phone, I took off running to the car. When I get to the car, I get in and for some reason, the car would not crank. I said, ain't no way. This motherfucking car not about to crank when I'm trying to pull this finesse move. So after I say that, the car end up cranking. I back the car out and I get to the little intersection where I gotta go left. So now my heart racing because I'm like, if he come out and he see that I'm leaving, he gonna call the cops expeditiously. So I'm psyching myself out. I had to calm down and realize all you got is my Facebook messages and all you got is a remembrance of my face. Like, you don't even have my license plate number. But I had totally forgot while trying to pull the finesse move that these motherfuckers got the title to the car in there with him. I said, oh, well, fuck it. I get on the highway, jump on the road, and I head back to Texas. When I get back to Texas, my phone is I'm getting messages from all over the place. And I'm sitting here like, delete. I'm finna go gamble in Oklahoma. Now, of course, I never really just had it on my mind that I really wanted to finesse somebody, but I was itching for some money. And it's no different than the robbers out here robbing people or people going to stick up the store. I went and stuck up a lady who had a broken leg and right is right, wrong is wrong, and I was wrong as a motherfucker. But hey, I got away with it, or so I thought. So time goes on, life is good. I ain't heard from the people. I done sent the money to my brothers and them. I done spent some. We done just had a ball with the money. It was gone in like a day. I ain't even gonna hold you. Something inside of me told me to get on the road and drive back to Louisiana. When I get to Louisiana, I go down and I hang with my best friend at the time. We chilling, we at the boat. I go and see my parents. I go see my brothers and them. And as I'm coming through Shreveport, headed back towards the highway, I noticed that there's a white SUV behind me. So now I'm getting a little nervous because I know I done pulled the finesse move about a month or so ago. But who is this behind me? So as I'm driving down North Market, I go through the yellow light. But I know by the time I got through the yellow light, the car behind me would have been meeting the red light. So he come on through the light too. And Lord behold, 2 police officers get behind us. Now granted, any smart person that sees a police officer behind the car behind them Why would you pull over? My dumb ass pulled over. So when I pull over, I'm getting nervous because I'm like, I don't know who this is. Follow me. Yes, I had it in the back of my head that it could have been the guy that I took with me to the title transfer place, or it could have just been anybody else. Lord and behold, I stopped. The police officer came to my door and she was like, why did you stop? I was like, man, I seen two cops. It's only two people in front of you and the other cop that was following, so I pulled over too. So while she asking me questions, I see a man get out and tell me something. That's that bitch right there. Get that bitch, arrest that bitch. So now my heart is racing because, bro, I can't go to jail. He said, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car. So now my heart is pounding. What you need me to step out of the car for? He was like, we'll talk about it in a minute. Get out of the car. So when I get out of the car, he closed and he told me to walk back and put my hands on the little bar that's in front of his car. So I'm sitting back with my hands and I'm just waiting and I'm waiting. And he comes around and he said, you got a warrant out of Louisiana. Immediately it dawned on me, like, them motherfuckers got me. Like, you can't do dirt and expect not to get, like, okay, some people get away with it, not everybody. And I never even had it on my mind that I would completely get away with it. Like, I thought karma was gonna circle back, but she definitely did. My ass going to jail. So if y'all have ever been to loose everything, y'all know the book-in process is slow and the book-out process is even slower. But fortunately for me, for the first 30 days, all I got was the book-in process. So I'm going through the process. The ladies asking me, like, what you do in Louisiana? Why they want you? Why they coming to get you? I'm like, I don't even know. Because at this point, you being nosy, you all up in my business. But that's how they are. Them CEOs think they just supposed to know everything. So I'm going through and I asked her, I was like, so am I going to handle that here? Will I get a bond? Like, what's going on? She was like, no, you got to hold for Louisiana. So Louisiana going to come and get you. I said, oh, okay. So how long is that? She said, well, first, we going to get you booked in. You're going to get arraigned on the charge, the hold for Louisiana. Then you got to go to extradition court, sign a piece of paper to let the governor of Louisiana know whether or not they can come and get you. I'm like, so I can tell them that I don't want to be like got, and what happens then? She was like, well, you can tell them that you don't want to be extradited. That means you're just going to be fighting and you can sit here for up to 90 days. I said, ain't no fucking way I'm finna sit here for 90 days. She said, well, when you go to court, just tell these people that can come and get you. And then they have 30 days from the date that's submitted to come and get you. I'm like, 30 days? I got to sit in jail for 30 long days? Now, another thing that I liked about Loose There now, there's nothing you should like about prison. But what I liked about them was they let me keep my hair. So I go in the back. Everybody's like, oh my God, your hair is so cute. You this and you that. Now I'm nervous. I'm scared as a motherfucker because this is like my third time going to Loose There, but I ain't never been at the North Tower. Now the North Tower just got everybody. Like they don't distinguish whether the murderers go over here, the psychos go over here, the gay. They don't distinguish nothing. You just thrown into a pod and you fight for the feet of the land. Now, I'm not going to lie. I was one of them people who acted as if everybody in the jail who had been there or looked like they had been there longer than me knew all the questions to everything. So I'm asking, I'm like, hey, I don't got no charge here, but they coming to get me out of Louisiana. Like, usually how long does that take? Now, some people was telling me the same thing that the CEO was telling me. Other people was like, girl, you're going to be sitting here for a minute. And then there's a few people who actually just wanted to give me few words of encouragement. Was like, girl, you ain't going to be sitting here that long. They going to come and get you. Like, man, I had a girl that was in here a long time ago. She came, Louisiana came and picked her up 3 days later. So I'm like, okay, that gave me a little hope. So now I'm sitting here praying and crying, reading Bibles, doing stuff I ain't never done on the street. Praying like, God, please let these people come and get me. Please let these people come and get me. Now, Lord and behold, I did not know what I was getting myself into by going to a Louisiana jail. Now, the days were slowly rolling away. I'm sitting here like, bro, when is these people going to come? The CEO done told me about a kite system. I'm writing all types of kites, asking the people on records, sending messages to the captain. Hell, I'm sending messages to the kitchen, asking them like, when am I supposed to be going to Louisiana? When am I supposed to be signing my extradition paperwork? And everybody was basically giving me the same thing except the people in the cafeteria saying, you have to wait until you go to extradition court. So I'm like, how long does that take? And they were like, well, when we get to you, basically. Now, of course, with my knowledge of the law and as many times as I've been in the system, you're supposed to be there within the first 72 hours after the arraignment or whatever, but they was on their own sweet time. But Loose Fair was overpacked at the time, so I guess I can understand it. So about 2 weeks rolled by. Sherelle, come on, we got to get you to court. So I'm excited. I'm like, hey, I have to go to court. But not realizing after I go to court, I got to come back here. I go to court. The judge reads everything on that piece of paper saying, hey, do you want Louisiana to come and get you, or do you want to fight the governor and sit here for possibly 90 days? I said, no, let them come on and get me. I signed my signature on there and they take me back. It was easy peasy lemon squeezy. So when I get to the back, I'm like, all right, so I signed my extradition paperwork. What happens now? She was like, now they have 30 days from the day you sign to come and get you. I said, so I can possibly be sitting here for a month and a half, is what you're saying. She was like, yeah, but typically they come in like 10 days. Okay, so 10 days counting from today, so I have like 10 more days. She was like, no, 10 business days. Do not count the weekend. So not only did my high horse come crashing all the way down, because every time I see the light at the end of the tunnel, you motherfuckers seem to drag me all the way back. So 7 days rolled around. I'm sleeping. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. Sherelle, pack it up. I'm like, okay. I get up and I'm slowly just folding up my things, putting it in the bag. She was like, ma'am, you need to hurry up. We got to get you down and get you processed out so Louisiana can take you and do whatever they need to do with you. So now I got this sense of urgency, like, oh, okay, Louisiana is here. You know, I didn't have it in my mind that I was going home because I signed these paperwork. These motherfuckers was not going to let me go. So when I get down there, they put me back in my street clothes and I'm signing my paperwork with my property. But instead of them giving me my property, they give the property to the Louisiana offices. So the Louisiana officers asking the same question that Lou Sterrett officers asking, like, what did you do in Louisiana? Why we gotta come out here and get you? Like, girl, you need to stop what you doing. You got a long life ahead of you. You too young to be in and out of the jail system. Thank you for your words of encouragement, ma'am. We here and there is nothing that we could do about it. Okay? So they gather everything that they need from the Lou Sterrett officers. They put shackles on my hands, shackles on my feet. Then they took a shackle and they connected my feet to my hands and said, follow me. When we get outside, we jump into an SUV. When we get in the SUV, they were like, are you hungry? I'm like, nah, I'm cool. They was like, all right, we got about a 5-hour drive. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I could eat a burger or something. So we stopped and we got some Wendy's. After getting Wendy's, we get back on the highway and we go. So instead of us going to Triple C where I thought we was going, they was taking me all the way back to the Boondocks by the P Farm to Bossier Max. I'm like, I thought I was going to Shreveport. She was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. You going out here to Bossier Max and plain dealing. I said, what's the difference? She was like, oh, this is the big boy jail. You done committed a big boy crime. So I hear in the back screaming, get that bitch, get that bitch. The lady was like, do you know who this is? So I'm playing it off like, no, I ain't never seen him a day in my life. She was like, hang tight right here. I'm gonna go talk to him. So of course I rolled the window all the way down. She go back there. She was like, what are you yelling about, sir? Like, calm down, calm down. He was like, that's that bitch that stole my money. She stole my money. She was supposed to be selling me a car and she didn't even give us the car. She took off in the car. She took like he ran down the whole 9 yards. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, I'm finna go to jail. Like, I'm nervous. So after she finished having a conversation with him, she come back up to my window. She was like, he said he gave you some money for a car that you didn't leave with him or something. So I'm good at playing things off. I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know this man. I ain't even from here. Like, I live all the way in Texas. Like, I drove 4 hours just to come down here and see family. So, of course, she had no probable cause to question me. And even in that aspect, it's a civil matter if it happened because it was a transaction between 2 people. I didn't know that until she told me after. So I'm like, so what do I have to do? Like, what's going on? She was like, nothing, you're free to go. So as I'm pulling off, they still back there talking to the dude. Now my heart is racing. I'm like, man, bump this. I ain't even stopping in Louisiana for gas. I'm going to jump across the state line and I'm going to stop and get some gas over there. So this is when it set in on me. Like, I do have a conscience. Like, okay, yeah, like the guy you found me. Like, at this point, you deserve the car or you deserve your money back. Because as big as Shreveport is and I'm coming through minding my business, ain't no way you just sitting here looking for the car. But I can kind of blame myself because why the fuck would I drive the same car back down there? I didn't have another car, so I ain't had no choice. So I go on about my business. I get across the state line and I head home. Now I'm worried. Like I said, I had a conscience and I'm like, damn, bro, I really did them foul. Like, you know, I'm having a conversation with myself. Not like I'm going to go back and